Roger, when you look at everybody today, both on the left and the right, who do you see as candidates where you say, those three have a shot in the next 20 years to be a president, these three have a shot in the next 20 years to be president? Is there anybody you see?
That's a very, very difficult question. There are a few people that I think are potentially promising. It's very early. I like the idea, and some people will scoff, but I don't really care. If the president is reelected, and I think he will be in a very tough contest, then what I would like to see is for him to appoint Donald Trump Jr. as the infrastructure czar, pay him $1 a year, and let him take on the project of working with the stakeholders, the unions, municipalities, and states to rebuild our infrastructure. This is what Donald Trump Jr. does. He, like his father, is a builder. And if over 4 years he can prove himself in that job, he's got the family name, he's got the speaking ability, he's got the courage, he'll be the age Jack Kennedy was, he could be president. Now, that's a lot of ifs, but when it just comes down to talent and courage, I think he has those things. But there are others. If I had to pick the person in the U.S. Senate whose politics most closely resemble mine, I would have to say that would be Senator Rand Paul. Now, in the television age, I think he himself would admit that he is not a candidate built for the television age. He's kind of rumpled and almost looks like a college professor in the way he dresses. He's far more interested in policy and principle than he is, whether his suit is pressed or not. But I like his politics. And had I not been for Donald Trump, who I had certainly an antecedent commitment to, I probably would have voted for Rand Paul as the person I most closely identified with, someone deeply suspicious of the erosion of our civil liberties and the fact that the government's spying on us. It's keeping metadata information on our emails, on our phone calls, on our text messages. Now they're tracking us through our cell phones to see if we're exposed to the virus, or is that really the reason they're tracking us? You're talking to somebody that the government had under surveillance for 3 years. They say 2 years, but the New York Times says 3 years. I have reason to believe 3 years is correct. So they gave me the full legal proctological examination. And as you know, for almost 2 years, CNN and MSNBC and the New York Times and the Washington Post and the rest of the fake news media said, Roger Stone will be charged with treason. Roger Stone will be charged with conspiracy against the United States. Roger Stone will prove to be the link between Russia and the Trump campaign. Roger Stone will be charged with mail fraud, wire fraud, aiding and abetting a felony before the fact, cyber crimes, including unauthorized access to a protected computer, receipt and dissemination of stolen data. And after examining every corner of my life, my family life, my social life, my personal life, my political life, my business life, they could find no evidence of any of those things, which means they lied to several federal judges to get the warrants to violate my Fourth Amendment rights. I'm very concerned about this big government intrusion into the privacy rights of the average American. What happened to me, where in the flash of an eye, you can lose your voice, your ability to make a living, your home, your insurance, your savings, in the blink of an eye. If it can happen to me, believe me, Patrick, it can happen to you or any other American.